Hello there everyone and welcome back to ScorpioTech. In this video we are going to be unboxing and reviewing the MonsGeek M1W SP mechanical keyboard. Just a quick note, I'm pretty sick at the moment, which is why I sound like a squid, so I do apologise for that. This keyboard is available from Akko for £134, €150 or $167. You have a choice of 3 colour variants which are silver, purple and black, as you'll see showcased in this video. You can choose between ISO and US ANSI layouts on the website, and the keyboard also comes equipped with Akko's beautiful V3 Piano Pro linear switches. And make sure you stay tuned for the sound test, you do not want to miss it. But now is the perfect time to buy a keyboard, with Black Friday just a couple of days away. Akko is offering a 20% off site-wide discount with selected products up to 50% off from the 23rd to the 27th of November. So if you're after a keyboard, keycaps, switches or DIY kits, head over to that link down below. So inside the box you're going to get everything you need to get started, but it's worth also noting that Akko do offer a bare bones kit if you did want to add your own switches and keycaps to really customize your board. As well as the keyboard, you get a bunch of extras, including a coiled USB Type-C cable, a keycap and switch puller, TPU double shot stabilizers, Teflon pads, and of course the manual, which includes information on how to connect as well as various available macros. This is a 75% 3 or 5 pin hot swappable keyboard that features OEM profile PBT double shot keycaps with side printed shine through to allow the RGB backlighting to flourish. As well as gasket mounts, custom knobs, south facing PCB and end key rollover, the MonsGeek M1W has a built-in 6000 mAh battery which can last up to 2 weeks at 8 hours per day with no RGB and about 5 days at 8 hours per day with RGB backlighting on. The build quality of the M1W is insane. It's built like a tank and it weighs about the same as one too. It has a really classy aluminium design with these beautiful golden accents on either side of the board. By far one of the best features about the MonsGeek M1W is its multi-mode connectivity options, which allow you to connect via 2.4 GHz wireless, Bluetooth 5.0 on up to 3 devices, and your classic USB-C wired mode if you're too cool for wireless. I'll be showcasing how to connect to each of these a little bit later in the video. In regards to the size of the keyboard, it's just over 33cm wide, 14.5cm deep, and 3.25cm tall, and out of the box works with Windows, Android, iOS, and macOS as well. Underneath the double shot PBT keycaps, we find the Akko V3 Piano Pro linear switches. And over the years, I have tested a lot of switches, and these easily make my top 3. Obviously switch feel is very much a personal preference, but even stock these things sound and feel fantastic with no annoying pinging thanks to the keyboard stability, and they produce a really nice stocky sound which I love. But don't just take my word for it, take a listen to this. So I don't know how you feel about that, but I honestly think this keyboard sounds heavenly. In fact, everything about this keyboard so far has really impressed me, aside from the fact that the Windows Mac switch is hidden under the control key. Why, MonsGeek? Just why? Sliding the switch down though will activate the keyboard's built-in power supply for Windows, which allows the RGB to do its thing. And thankfully the manual does a great job at explaining the connection processes between both Bluetooth and wireless, as well as hotkeys, RGB backlight control, and system commands for both Windows and Mac. For example, to connect via the included USB 2.4 GHz dongle, simply hold down FN and Y for 3 seconds to activate the pairing mode. It's a very similar process for Bluetooth, just hold down FN and either E, R or T for 3 seconds to pair with the relevant slot. And yes, that means you can be connected to a device with Wi-Fi as well as 3 separate Bluetooth devices at the same time. And check this out, if you want to change seamlessly between your connected devices, simply press FN and the device macro you wish to connect to, and that's it. It's practically instantaneous too. And last but not least, the good old-fashioned USB Type-C cable if you don't want to have to worry about the battery life. And honestly, I love having so many options for connectivity. It makes the MonsGeek M1W a very practical keyboard to use in very various scenarios. By default, the knob will change the volume, but if you press it in, it will then control the RGB's brightness. Speaking of, let's take a look at what options we have here regarding RGB. To change the speed of the current effect, press FN and minus, and keep in mind there are various increments to each of these changes. And as you'd expect, it's FN and plus to speed things back up. For brightness adjustments, you can press FN and the down arrow to lower it, and FN and the up arrow to go to full brightness. To change the direction of the current effect, you need to press FN and the left arrow to make it go left, and FN and the right arrow to make it go right. Who would have thought? Changing between effects can be a little bit awkward. There's 20 effects in total, and you can access them in various sets. First set contains effects 1 to 5, which can be cycled through by pressing FN and home. Set 2 contains effects 6 to 10, which can be selected by pressing FN and page up. For effects 11 to 15, you have to press FN and end. And lastly, for effects 16 to 20, you can press FN and page down. I was initially concerned that there was no static lighting options, but you can actually press FN and backslash to change any effect that you're currently using to a solid color, which massively improves my take on the keyboard's RGB. Whilst RGB is not this keyboard's strong suit, pretty much every other aspect of it is. The MonsGeek M1W SP is strong, stylish, aesthetic, and most importantly feels absolutely fantastic to use. I really feel like you get what you pay for with the M1W. The typing experience out of the box is extremely smooth thanks to the pre-lubed switches and stabilizers, and I think it's fantastic how accessible this board is for modding if you wish to do so. I'd definitely recommend the MonsGeek M1W if you're after an excellently built keyboard with a great typing experience at a reasonable price. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I highly recommend you check out the Akko website during the Black Friday sale period. They've got some fantastic stuff that will be heavily discounted. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel if you're new. See ya.